Hi everybody, what's up? My name is Juan, I am just one reader, and I am doing the Bookish Academy Awards for 2018. This tag was originally created by Bookadoodles, and I have previously done it. I think I did it last year. And basically what this tag is, it takes the categories from the Academy Awards, the Oscars, and then translates those categories into bookish categories. So I will be giving awards to books that I read last year. So these are technically books that I read in 2017, but that really deserve some recognition. So without any further ado, let's do it. Category number 1 is Best Actor, so that would translate to Best Male Protagonist, and I had to go with Patrick Bateman from Bret Easton Ellis's masterwork, American Psycho. This book is so incredible. I am still not over it. I think I will have to reread it soon. Patrick Bateman is a very interesting and fascinating character. He might be the worst sociopathic, narcissistic son of a bitch you've ever met, but oh my god. Category number 2 is Best Female Actress, so that would translate to Best Female Protagonist. And again, another very dark character, Rachel from My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier. Now, if you are that kind of person who has read and loved Rebecca, and you haven't yet read this amazing thing, My Cousin Rachel, I am asking you, I am demanding of you that you read this novel, because I thought this was so much better and more fascinating and intriguing and suspenseful than Rebecca. I do like Rebecca, by the way, I'm not dismissing it by any means, but this was just so great, and Rachel is this kind of terrifying presence, but at the same time she's incredibly seductive. The next category is Best Cinematography, which translates weirdly into Best Plot Twist, and I don't really read books that have a lot of plot twists, so I could only come up with The Unseen World by Liz Moore, because I think that has kind of a plot twisty kind of ending that was certainly quite a big revelation. Next category is Best Costume Design, which translates, of course, into Best Book Cover, and I had to go with Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. I love this cover, how striking it is visually, but also it kind of has a symbolic meaning. It's kind of a representative of the book and the themes and the story that you will find inside, because this cover, to me, when I first saw it on a bookstore, when I just saw it there standing, waiting ever so patiently for me to pick it up, I thought this was kind of feathers. I thought this was an illustration of feathers. And then I looked into it more closely, and it's actually waves. So it's the ocean. So it kind of has two different things that you could see, that you could find in there, that if you've read the book, or if you know what this book is about, and if you haven't, please go and check out my review. I am quite proud of my review of this book. You will know that this is very representative of that. The next category is Best Supporting Actress and Actor. So these are sidekick characters, male and female. So for the male sidekick character, I have to give it to my favorite sidekick character of all time, which is Fermín Romero de Torres. He is the sidekick character to Daniel in the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is the last book in the series that I read in 2017, and I adore that character. And for the female sidekick, I'll give it to Patsy Gibbs from the nonfiction wonderful work Apple of My Eye by Helen Hanff. Then we have the next category, which is Best Original Screenplay, which is Most Unique Plot or World. And I chose The Blue Girl by Laurie Foos. This is a very strange, haunting, dark tale. It has a very unique aesthetic, it has a very specific tone and vibe, and it is so unique, and there are a couple of scenes and imagery that she uses in here that still haunt me to this day in my nightmares. Then we have Best Adapted Screenplay, which of course is Best Book-to-Movie Adaptation, and I have to give it to Call Me By Your Name. Call Me By Your Name, the novel by Andre Aciman, was not my favorite thing in the world. I thought the writing itself was not for me. I found it overly pretty and exuberant and kind of overdone and pretentious, if I'm being honest. But I did find that in the novel there was a lot to enjoy and a lot to value and appreciate in it, because the novel is incredibly, it's a very sensory kind of experience. It's very exotic and very passionate, and I really liked that aspect of it. And then the movie is one of the best movies that I've ever seen in my life. I've seen it a couple times, and every time that I see it, I find it even better than the last time. It's an amazing movie. Everything is perfect in that movie, and yeah, it's the best adaptation that I've seen in a long time. Next up is Best Animated Feature. This is a book that would work well in animated format, and I chose Andrew Kaufman's The Tiny Wife, which is this magical realism novella, and I really think this would work as a Pixar short. Next up we have Best Director, which is a writer that you discovered for the first time, Mr. Junot Díaz. I will follow you to the pits of Mordor and beyond. This man can write. I mean, The Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde was such a splendid novel that I absolutely adored it, and I haven't picked anything else by this author since reading this, but I really should get on that because he can write. Then we have the category of Best Visual Effects, which is Best Action in a Book. I don't really read a lot of action-y kind of books anymore, at least not last year. So I think I will rehash American Psycho for this one. I think American Psycho has some really great scenes of hyper-violence, and I thought they worked rather well. Then we have Best Musical Score, which is Best Music in a Book-to-Movie Adaptation, Call Me By Your Name. Again, it's such a great movie, but it also is a great experience because of the score. The music is just amazing. I don't understand how that song, Mystery of Love, didn't win. Although, thinking back on it, Remember Me from Coco is a very touching song, and I really love it. But yeah, Call Me By Your Name. The next category is Best Short Film, which is the best novella or short book. So I've chosen two. I've chosen one novella and one collection of short stories. Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin, amazing. Really loved it, really trippy and weird. And Fortune Smiles by Adam Johnson is a collection of perfect short stories that are very human and very real, very unapologetically human, I think. That's how I would describe them. Very insightful and very sharp. Then we have Best Picture, which is Best Standalone, and this was tricky because this is the one that I'm choosing is not my favorite novel that I read last year. It's not really my favorite book that I read last year either, but it is a book that showed me how much a writer can pack in one book. I think that from all the books that I read in 2017, this book is the book that really shocked me for how precise and how concise everything in it was. It's one of those books where every single word in every single sentence is relevant and matters and counts. Everything was lovely and perfect, and I'm talking about James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room. This was a novel that just completely caught me off guard, and it really surprised me just how much care he put into every sentence. So I think that's why I'm giving it Best Standalone. It wasn't my favorite book of the year. It wasn't even my favorite novel of the year, but it was a very compact, perfect kind of experience, if you know what I mean. And the last category is Best Documentary, which is Best Historical Fiction or Nonfiction. And this was my favorite book of the year. It was a nonfiction book, so it fits the category perfectly. Apple of My Eye by Helen Hanff is a memoir and love letter to the city of New York in the 70s. It is lovely, it is magical, it is absolutely perfect for me. So that was the Bookish Academy Awards tag for 2018. I hope you enjoy, I hope you comment down below, and please go ahead and do this tag yourself. Go and check out the original tag from the channel Bookadoodles. There are many people who have done this tag and they have great answers. So thank you for watching. I am Just One Reader, and I will see you next time.